Getting ready to run the Cayo Perico Heist, whether you're just starting out or a seasoned grinder, these 50 tips will help you do it faster, smarter, and with more profit. Let's talk about the Kasaka, your secret weapon. Did you know that you can fast travel with the Kasaka to quickly reach intel or prep locations? It's a total game changer. You pay a one-time fee of $10,000 and then $2,000 per use after your first heist. Combine this with the Sparrow helicopter and you've got a rapid, simple deployment system for quick access across the island. Very useful during the VLAN section for gather intel. If you're playing solo, you'll need to wait 2 hours and 24 minutes before starting another heist. That's the cooldown time for solo players. However, if you're running with a crew, the cooldown drops to just 48 minutes or one in-game day. That means you can get back into action much quicker. When it comes to primary targets for Cayo Perico, here's the ranking of each one from best to worst, including their values. Starting with Panther Statue, which is an exclusive event-only target, worth 1.9 million on normal mode and 2.1 million on hard mode. Then Pink Diamond, worth 1.3 million on normal mode and 1.43 million on hard. Bearer Bonds, which is worth 770k on normal and 847k on hard. Then Ruby Necklace, worth 700k on normal and 770k on hard. And finally, Sensimito Tequila, worth 630k on normal and 693k on hard, making it the lowest value. One of the most important things to understand if you want to maximize your payouts in this heist is the 72-hour cooldown. This is a real-time cooldown that starts the moment you finish a heist, and it directly affects which primary target you'll get in your next run. If you start another heist before the 72 hours are up, there's a higher chance you'll end up with one of the lowest value primary targets, most commonly the Sensimito Tequila. But there's a bit of a trade-off. Even if your primary loot is on the lower end, your secondary targets will still get a fixed percentage boost in value based on what you pulled as your primary target, which helps keep your overall take fairly balanced. Now, if you wait out the full 72 hours before starting the next heist, your odds of getting a high value primary target increases significantly. So if you had Tequila on your last heist and let the cooldown expire, you will not see it again right away. Instead, you're more likely to land better targets like Bearer Bonds, the Ruby Necklace, or even the highly sought after Pink Diamond. There's also a table that shows the exact chances of different primary targets spawning, both within and after the cooldown period. And just like the primary targets, the value of your secondary loot is also influenced by this timing, especially during the 72-hour window, where its value increases based on the main loot you're given. So what better way to talk about the secondary targets? These are extra bits of loot scattered around that island, and they can make or break your total earnings if you play your cards right. There are 5 types of secondary targets: cash, artwork, green, and coke, and the most valuable of them all, gold. These appear in specific locations across the map, including inside the compound, at the airstrip, the north dock, and the main dock. But here's the catch: the type of loot and its exact values are randomized each time you play. However, they will always fall within a known value range. Cash is worth $78,000 to $83,000. Artwork is worth $157,000 to $180,000. Green is worth $130,000 to $135,000. Coke is worth $198,000 to $202,000, and gold is worth $328,000 to $333,000. You can't grab it solo. Gold is locked behind dual keycard doors, which means you'll need a partner in co-op mode to get your hands on it. Now, when it comes to looting, your bag only has so much space, so you'll need to be smart about what you take. Each secondary target type fills up a set percentage of your loot bag, which directly affects how many stacks you'll need to fill it up completely. Cash fills up 25% of your bag and you'll need 4 stacks to fill it. Artwork 50% per piece, only 2 needed. Green fills 37.5%, so it takes about 2.7 stacks. Coke 50%, just 2 stacks. Gold fills a whopping 66.7%, so you only need 1.5 stacks for a full bag. The strategy here is simple: prioritize the most valuable and space efficient efficient loot first. Coke and green should always be your top picks. Artwork is a decent option, especially for a solo player. And cash, well, grab it only if there's nothing better around. Just know what to look for, plan your route accordingly, and always scope out those high value items during gather intel. And speaking of gather intel, here is the fastest route you can take in order to get to the communications tower. Head to this bike, travel along this path, and then take a wheelie over this section till you land next to these barriers. Now just wait till the coast is clear and make a break over this rock face and onto the other side of the security checkpoint. Then wait for any patrolling guards and go for it. Avoid this sneaky camera by going around and then just drive up to the tower. Easy as that. However, if your first bike is destroyed or you just need a backup, head to the back of this area at the airstrip. There's a second bike hidden near a friendly guard. It's a great option, saving you time and keeping your cover intact. For the communications tower, here's a quick pro tip. If no guard is at the bottom of the tower, the signal box will be on the bottom floor. But if there is a guard, it'll be on the upper level, so start climbing. This little tidbit can save you some precious time when you're scouting. Now let's talk about hacking. For the hacking puzzles, just look for the multiplication icons. You need to match the top number with the numbers on the side. Solve it like a basic math puzzle and you'll be through it in no time. When you're scoping the compound, don't bother with the other cameras. Focus on the ones that show primary loot, like gold or paintings. These cameras will guide you straight to the high value items. Once you have finished scoping the island, the fastest way to get back to the airstrip is to actually just die or get spotted by the guards. Then you will spawn back at the airstrip where you can leave the island. Alternatively, you can instantly return to your Kasaka by going to the pause menu, options, then setting your spawn location to your sub, and then joining an invite only session. This is the fastest way to get back to base. Using the forklift in the hangar grants access to additional loot areas on the top levels, useful during the finale for obtaining the elite challenge. However, during gather intel, just climb up on these boxes over here and you can snap a photo of the loot inside. You don't actually need to bother with demolition charges for the heist. The plasma cutter, fingerprint cloner, and cutting torch are the only required items, so don't waste your time on the others. And if you don't have the cutting torch unlocked yet, during the gather intel mission, steal a boat from the docks, drive over to this location on the map, and then when you're there, swim down to the drainage tunnel. This is going to automatically scope out the fastest compound entry point in the game, as well as unlocking the cutting torch. And when it comes to the cutting torch prep mission, this is one of the fastest in the entire heist. When you're at the construction site, head to a wood pallet section and you'll see a yellow helmet. Just equip it and you'll blend in with the workers. This helps you avoid detection while retrieving the cutting torch very easily. When using the plasma cutter, during the setup mission at the safe house, once inside, go into first person and then you can instantly take a picture directly in front of you. For some reason, this will count as the intel that Pavel needs, and then you can just walk forward to trigger the checkpoint and leave. However, if your primary target is bearer bonds, you'll instead get the safe code prep. If you own a casino penthouse, you can actually just land on the roof and head into the elevator to get onto the penthouse level. But chances are you do not own a casino penthouse, so instead enter the casino and head over to this elevator over here. You will then need to head to the casino parking garage where you need to steal a keycard from a certain vehicle in order to get access to the penthouse floor. There are 3 possible spawn locations for the head of security. The first is over here in the bedroom, and the next location will be inside of this main room here, and finally you can find him at the penthouse bar over here. Here's a small but useful money saving tip. Suppressors cost $5,000 each, but guess what? You can get them for free during the final heist when equipping them, so skip buying them to save that cash for better use. For your weapon loadout, I highly recommend the Conspirator setup. This comes with a pistol 50 for stealth and a military rifle for the main weapon of the heist. Merryweather HQ missions can be very time consuming. Do not do this mission. It's actually faster to just use the Kasaka's guided missiles to blow up the Valkyrie and restart the mission. Or you can simply find a new session and this will allow you to restart the mission again, hopefully with better RNG. The roof entrance is by far the best as it allows you to remain stealth, which is the quickest way to complete this mission. Once inside, make sure to equip a suppressed weapon that you have. Then follow this route and take out the enemies that I do. Yes, you can do this and not get spotted. When leaving, always make sure to exit back to the roof. Do not make the same mistake I once did by exiting to the ground level. It's a much cleaner getaway route and ensures that you're out of harm's way before heading to your vehicle. During the fingerprint cloner mission, if you receive this location, do not bother shooting the cameras, as you can simply avoid them altogether by going in this way and then out like so. The two best approach vehicles are the Kasaka and Longfin. Both offer great flexibility and stealth, making them perfect for a smooth heist. The Phantom Wedge can save you a lot of time if you own one. Use it during the Longfin setup. You can request it through the interaction menu without having to use the designated truck cabs across the map, allowing you to plow through traffic and avoid long drives, which allows you to easily get to your destination in no time. Set a waypoint to mark the drop-off point. This makes escaping under pressure much easier, especially when you're being chased. You want to request your Kasaka so that it spawns right when you finish the mission. Then drive straight through this part of the fence over here, park up the Longfin at this exact location, hop out, and then blow yourself up further away from the Longfin. This will remove your wanted level, allowing you to deliver the Longfin instantly. If you are using the Kasaka approach, for the approach vehicle setup, you can use the fast travel feature that we mentioned earlier to get closer to the enemy sub. Then enter stealthily through the lower hatch for an easy and clean infiltration. A lot of people find the fingerprint hack to be very difficult, but here's a very simple way to do it. Set all the patterns to the top one. Then move them across in sequence. Leave the top of the hack as normal, then for the next slot, move over by 1. And then for the next section, move over by 2, and so on. Just repeat that all the way down until the hack is complete. Super simple, but barely known by newer players. Want to activate hard mode? Just start the next heist within 48 minutes after the cooldown ends. Hard mode doesn't add extra guards or damage. The only difference is that fingerprint hacking becomes slightly more difficult with one extra hack, but of course a bigger payout on the elite challenge. If you find the gate keys which only spawn on the red guards, you can skip the full fingerprint hack in El Rubio's office, which will always have 3 hacks on normal mode or 4 on hard. Instead, you can access the lower level basement doors directly, allowing you to just complete 1 hack or 2 on hard mode. Do you want to move faster inside the compound? Switch to first person. This simple trick saves you a ton of time. Always remember to loot the office safe during the final heist. It gives you an additional $20,000 to $99,000, which is a nice bonus to your main loot without taking up any bag space for the elite challenge. When you're in Los Santos, you can loot a sleeping guard on the street. This will unlock a key which allows you to access El Rubio's office drawer, earning you the Perico pistol permanently in your weapon wheel. You might be doing the Cayo Perico Heist finale wrong, because instead of the rooftop route that pretty much everyone takes these days when inside the compound, opt for the courtyard route. It's much safer and much more efficient, while the rooftop route is riskier due to potential falls. Most players struggle with the finale because they get spotted by the Juggernaut. Well, you can just use the Conspirator loadout to eliminate him. Approach from behind, knock him down with a throwable, and then finish him off while he's on the ground. Be cautious when eliminating guards. Wait until they are in isolated spots to prevent other guards or the Juggernaut from spotting their bodies, such as this guard over here. Wait till he gets behind this section and take him out. He will not be spotted. Guards can hear projectiles hitting walls, which can alert them. Avoid unnecessary shooting or throwing objects against walls. To cut the glass quickly with the plasma cutter, overheat slightly towards the end of each bar, and then let it cool down for a brief moment. Just repeat this technique 4 times to easily open the glass and steal the primary target. To complete the elite challenge, don't restart your heist, avoid detection, and finish it in under 15 minutes, and fill your loot bag. Completing it earns you $50,000 or $100,000 on hard mode. You can destroy up to 5 cameras without raising an alarm. Destroying a 6 will trigger detection. The fastest way to escape the island once your loot bags are full is to head for this bike outside the compound. Then shoot this guard, steal his bike, and then just drive between the bushes and launch yourself off the cliff into the ocean. Then just swim outwards towards the group of 3 triangle-shaped floating bombs, and keep swimming until the escape Cayo Perico message disappears. Make sure you complete all the approach vehicles at least once. Doing this unlocks all the options and gives you more flexibility for different strategies if you ever want to try them. Plus, there is an additional reward for doing this, which gets you 250k. And there we have it, 50 essential tips to help you dominate the Cayo Perico heist. These tips will ensure that you're always prepared for this heist, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. If you want to see some more essential tips about this game, check out the video on screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.